Why do I keep failing, God? I just want to be loved and held in someone's arms. Those are some of the most heartbreaking comments on the Orange YouTube, and sadly many people come to the conclusion that they truly do have a problem only after having committed the act. Now, if you can relate to the comments I have shown earlier, this video is just the one for you. Here I want to talk about lust and show you what exactly makes it so fatal. First of all, lust in and of itself leads to no positives. One could argue that post-nut clarity helps with creativity and critical thinking, but Sunyan, you're being completely ripped off. Why? Because considering this is the only benefit, it is outweighed by the negatives, which we will discuss in a minute. And a quick side note, if you do relapse, consider using post-nut clarity as a tool to get back on track. Analyze where you left off, why you have failed, and what you should do now. Now let's just go through a few stories of people who are addicted to it. My testimony. I'm still trying to rebuild my life. I'm 23 years old and for most of my life I've struggled with things I didn't fully understand. I was exposed to pornography when I was around 6 years old through late night television. I began doing this and escaping into those fantasies at a very young age. I would daydream about being powerful, respected, successful and desired by women. In my imagination I was always the hero, but as I got older, pornography and fantasy became an unhealthy escape from my real life. My life eventually became chaotic. I was expelled from school, became involved in street activity, spent time in jail and was treated in mental hospitals. I was later diagnosed with schizophrenia. My associations, mistakes and appearance in a music video connected to violence in my hometown also brought attention, rumors and small town gossip. Sometimes it feels like people only remember me for the worst parts of my story. While incarcerated and hospitalized, I gained a large amount of weight. I used to weigh around 190 pounds, but I eventually reached approximately 330. I'm now around 300 pounds and trying to take my health seriously. People shame me about my weight, my mental illness, my relationship history, and my past. Even people close to me have compared me to others who are severely affected by drugs or mental health problems. Being spoken about like I'm broken or worthless hurts more than I usually admit. After coming home, I spent about a year mostly lying around, overeating, smoking, playing video games, watching pornography and avoiding reality. I felt lonely and ashamed. I haven't been in a relationship since 2019 and haven't had that since 2022. Some people have mocked me or questioned my taste because of that, which added even more pressure and embarrassment. Near the end of summer 2022, I was high and mentally overwhelmed. I stood on the road hoping a truck would hit me. I survived and I don't know how many people ever learned what happened. Wow! I will cut the story off here, but OP is now taking his life seriously and is on the right path. I truly wish him the best from the bottom of my heart. Nonetheless, it is crazy to me just how much harm this desire has caused him and many others. Just like the man in the following story. Hi, I am a married 21 female to a 28 male and he has a pornography addiction. We have had plenty of conversations about it. He started with hiding it and is still hiding it now. He says he's addicted to the low effort in engaging with porn, seeing different women and that.
Yeah, no, I can't say that on YouTube.
I feel like I'm forced to change what I'm comfortable with to accommodate to his addiction, and while I tell him it feels like cheating, he tells me it's not cheating. It's a lot of back and forth here, but I'm almost ready to give up and leave him. I'm a young girl, I take care of myself and would say I'm very pretty, but he's diminishing my self-esteem and it's tiring living and being married to someone who does not respect me. I've almost given up overall and gave to his requests of watching porn together, but it feels like manipulation and I know it would drive me to want other man if we did start partaking and watching these things together, and I know it, he wouldn't stop watching them independently. This story is a perfect example as to how porn destroys relationships. As OP said, she's a very pretty young girl, which in any other case would be the dream of any man, right? But in this case, he cares more about some pixels online, spiking his dopamine and watching porn than spending time with his wife. Is this not crazy? But if you still believe that it's a natural human instinct, then just listen to the next story, bro. Going too far. I, aging female, have been watching porn for 5 years now, since I was 13. It has been a journey, a horrible journey. I've watched multiple types of porn, ranging from moderate to highly deranged. Porn has deeply messed up my brain. For some reason, I've developed a fetish of watching non-consensual porn grape and seem to only get off to that lately. This has affected me mentally a lot. I constantly view both men and women as objects, ogling them whenever I go in public, making wild fantasies of how they would overwhelm me. It's horrendous. Moreover, this has also made me accept in myself that grape is a common thing that happens, which is not okay. It has also made me do multiple things that I am not proud of. Now, to me it's mind-boggling how porn can make you do things you hate. Nobody who is addicted to it likes or wants to do it again. People are almost always embarrassed to admit that they engage in it, and the only thing you want to do after it is to never do it again. So as you can hopefully tell, this stuff is not good for you, and no amount of pleasure can justify the stuff that people are going through because of it. Also, here's what I noticed about myself regarding lust. Firstly, while I was heavily addicted to lust for about 4 years, I couldn't even imagine talking to a girl, let alone having a girlfriend. Not that I have one now, but it's getting way better. I notice myself being much freer and more open in social interactions. I'm no longer scared of the tiniest conversations with people and can ask girls out like it's nothing. Like, hey, sorry, I think you're beautiful. Oh, thank you. What's your name? Oh, blah 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 blah. Like, I'm not scared of that anymore, you know? And the reason this happens is because pornography teaches our brains to objectify people, teaches us to view them as something, not someone. Of course, that effect is reversible after a few months of abstaining, and it only happens when your mind is foggy. But still, this is insane because it's not even a conscious decision. Lust just reprograms our brains on a subconscious level. Imagine for a second the amount of grape in the world if people objectified other people. It's crazy, right? And for a second, I have to make a correction there. A minute ago I said I'm free from lust, but this is completely false. Not one person can ever be completely free from lust. Why? Because it doesn't matter how long your streak is. You can even be 67 years clean and still relapse because you view a weird TikTok of a half-naked girl. Wow, right? The whole reason people relapse is because they stop paying attention to incoming urges, or their system breaks down and whoops, it tumbles into a bigger urge, and whoops, your 2-month streak goes down the drain. Literally. And the way to avoid that is to just keep your hands on the wheel and stay at it. And don't let progress fool you and let you become comfortable. Make you even more motivated. Just like prayer. Do you stop praying when something good or bad happens? No, you just keep going, you pray again and again every day, and there's not really an end to that. But now that we're this far in the video, you're probably asking yourself, why exactly are you putting Five Nights at Freddy's as the background? Nobody does that, and there are a few reasons. First of all, I really enjoy UCN, and secondly, Five Nights at Freddy's is a great metaphor for lust. You see, the office is your mind, and you have to fight off animatronics that are temptations within this example, and as soon as you let one in, the only thing you can really do is the Mbappe special.
What's the Mbappe special?
For example, nothing. So what you need to do is guard the doors to your office by closing them off. It as fleeing from the thoughts and temptations, and the more skilled you get, easier and faster you can find out those temptations.
5 points. Please deposit 5 points. Please deposit 5 points.
But one difference between real life and FNAF is that you're not playing an actual game of the franchise, you're playing a random fan game with no tutorials. Your own mind is uncharted territory, and nobody can make you understand something better than you can figure it out on your own. There's simply no strategy for you yourself. Nobody can tell you, do this and that and close the upper vent as soon as you hear squeaking or else Ennard will get in. First of all, because you don't know the controls. Secondly, because you don't know what exactly is wrong in your mind. And of course, there are things that everyone fighting it needs to know, and the most important ones I wrote down in my completely free IG highlight that you can of course check out down below, but you still need to do the heavy lifting by yourself. Even though the path is narrow and overgrown, you still have to traverse it. You must find the way out, because if you don't, well, remember the Reddit stories above, bro. Nonetheless, let's look at the script, and what else did I want to say?
For example, nothing.
Well then, to end of this video, I'd like to show you my favorite verse, 1 Corinthians 10:13, and it goes, "No temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind, and God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, He will also provide a way out so that you can endure it." Amen.